Ben Waterworth, Royal Sports Australia. Just a question for all three. With such a short turnaround between now and Qatar next week, what can you each do to acclimatise from the quite chilly conditions here in Vegas to obviously the quite extreme heat in Qatar with such a short turnaround?
I mean, there's not really anything you can do in these days.
All right, thanks all three. Next one.
Ben Hunt, Autosport. Two questions. First one, George, can you just confirm if you jumped in the fountain or not? I see you've got wet clothes. Just wanted to
No, I really wanted to do it, but I was so cold after the race. I thought, like, I'm gonna get super ill. And this time last year, I actually caught pneumonia, and I was ill all the way into mid-February after Vegas and Abu Dhabi. So I was like, you know, in the moment I really want to do it, but then I was thinking back to the struggles I had this time 12 months ago, because it's such a toll on the body, but it's from all the champagne, to be honest, while I was soaking wet.
To follow that up then, can I just get your three thoughts on Las Vegas Grand Prix? Timing's obviously very hard. George, you mentioned having a snooze before qualifying, but could you sum it up for us, what you think, what you'd like to change, or whether it needs changing? Obviously coming at such a crucial point in the year, you mentioned fatigue. That's a big part of it.
I mean, you know, obviously it's not great timing at all for the people who are here in the moment, but, you know, we're 20 drivers, let's say 4,000 people who do all the F1 races collectively, and there's tens of millions of people who watch at home. So I'd probably say having it back-to-back with Qatar is the biggest challenge if we have a week off afterwards. I'd say that's probably the only thing realistically that would help.
Lewis, your thoughts?
I think it's great. I think the race is amazing. So really happy to. Yeah, for sure. The back-to-back is not the easiest. It's massively challenging for everyone here, and particularly for the people that work in the garages that are on their feet, taking the car to pieces now, packing it up and shipping it over, and they won't get a lot of rest. So for them, it's definitely the hardest, but they love it, and I don't even think if you was to ask them to change it, they would do this 10 times over. So, but the actual race is absolutely fantastic. It's such a great event. They've really, really done a mega job this year, so can't wait to come back next year.
Yeah, I think it's been a step forward compared to last year. I feel like last year F1, if anything, was trying a bit too hard to put on too much of a show, go a bit too much away from Formula One and too much into Vegas style. And I feel like this year we've just been more normal, doing our own thing, and it's been a success. It just shows the Formula One product works, and you don't need to try too hard. And I'd bring the race a couple hours earlier if I could. I think it would help everyone in the paddock, everyone that does the job in this.
Don't do absolutely everything everyone tells you to do. Ask lots of questions. Take your time. Don't let the negativity get to you, because people are so negative nowadays, judging you non-stop. So stay off social media, and keep your family and your closest friends close to you, because they are the only ones that are.
Aaron extremely good at not making mistakes the second half of the season, and that's what's given him, for me, driver of the year and the championship. But the second half of the season just shows that when we are all in more of an equal machinery, we can all go up against each other and make each other's life difficult, and everyone starts making mistakes when they're under pressure, and everyone starts complaining about their car, and everyone starts complaining in the media about their car, and it's all about pressure management and not having that margin. Whenever you don't have a 2-3 tenths margin on your nearest rival or your teammate, suddenly a pressure ramps up and everyone is human.
Thanks, Phil. We have another one. Yes, please.
Ian Parks, New York Times. Lewis, question for yourself. Just over here. Thank you. One of the bits of advice you just gave there to the young drivers was to not be weighed down by adverse criticism. I'm just wondering why you said that. I'm just wondering whether you perhaps feel that you might have been adversely criticised this season, given the
It's
struggles?
nothing about. It's not about this year. We're talking about youngsters. We're talking about 18-year-olds. And I remember when I was 22, and you're thrown in the deep end. You've been given training as a young driver through the younger series, but you're not. Most of them probably don't have a PR person. The team will have a PR person, but they're not looking out for you. They're looking out for the team. And so you're thrown in the deep end, and you're trying to be nice, and people take advantage of you. And so my guidance, like if I had a young driver and I was looking after him, I would put a lot of support around him so that people can get to him. And the socials and media and stuff would not be able to affect that in young individuals' mindset. And I think that protecting that is really important, because then, I think it's really about giving people, firstly, them getting the opportunity and not knocking them down when they make mistakes. Which one of you or anyone here, 18 years old, 19 years old, has not made mistakes? And it's just that when you do it in the spotlight, it's really, really, really tough. And so we should be lifting these people up and giving them not just one chance, two chances, just continue to support them and just not slating them, and because that's it's just not nice.
Thank you. We will leave it there. Happy partying. Thanks, guys.